Hi, I'm Jim Diamore. We're here again this week at JDM Engineering to show you a little bit about what's going on in our office and shop. This week, I've been concentrating on updating our website with current information for the Shelby GT500 Mustangs. We're currently running a special on the Ford Racing Roush TVS Supercharger. Here we have it on display, the Roush TVS 2.3-liter Supercharger, also brought to us by Ford Racing. This is compared right now next to the stock Eaton Supercharger. This is a 122 cubic inch supercharger. The Roush/Ford Racing Supercharger is 140 cubic inches. That extra displacement is going to add more airflow and horsepower. The case design too is a little bit different. If you see inside the inlet here, there's more airflow provided directly to the rear rotors. The most efficient way to spin a supercharger is have the air brought in from behind. And you can see with the Roush or the Ford Racing Supercharger, we have a lot more airflow coming in. Not only do we offer the Roush Ford Racing Supercharger kit as it comes from Ford Racing right now for $47.99. That's over $900 off the retail price. Not only are we offering the Roush Ford Racing Supercharger kit just as it comes through Ford Racing, but we're also offering it with the option to upgrade the supercharger pulley. We have our own JDM 2.8 and 2.6 inch supercharger pulleys. Now these pulleys are an interchangeable design. They come with a hub that's pressed onto the front of the supercharger shaft. After that's pressed on, you can then change the pulleys from a 2.8 to a 2.6 as often as you'd like. This is great if you take your vehicle to the track, or if there's more than one primary vehicle or driver of the vehicle. Say, your wife drives the vehicle. You can then take out a couple of pounds of boost, making it a little more safe for her to drive, taking some power out. Now, with those pulleys, they do not have a shorter belt. So what we came up with was an auxiliary idler pulley that takes up the extra belt slack. This prevents belt slip and loss of horsepower. Another item we have on special here this week at JDM Engineering for the Shelby GT500 Mustangs is our Still-In brake upgrade kit. This kit comes with full 14-inch slotted and drilled rotors, as well as 11.8-inch rear rotors. You can see here, these are the slotted and drilled 14-inch front rotors. They're a direct replacement for the 14-inch rotors that come on a Shelby GT500 factory. The factory braking system, you can see, is probably one of the better systems that Ford has come out with. It comes with a 14-inch rotor that's non-drilled or non-slotted style. Also comes with a set of Brembo brake calipers and some high-performance brake pads. Now, along with these Still-In 14-inch front brake rotors, you're also going to get a set of the cross-drilled and slotted 11.8-inch rear rotors, a set of Mintex high-performance front brake pads, as well as a set of stainless steel brake lines. Those also come with all the fittings and hardware to do the installation. Now, the special price on this brake kit this week is $1,100 even. Regular price is just over $1,260, making a total savings of over $150. Also this week, we've came a little further on our development for our Saleen Series 6 Supercharger porting. What we're going to do is offer a CNC porting process for the Series 6 Supercharger. You can see here, after I remove the supercharger lid, the opening for the intake runners. You have each intake runner going down into each cylinder of the engine. Now, what we're going to do is, with our CNC porting machine, open up the intake runners for more volume of airflow. As well, here is the rear inlet. This inlet is 900 thousandths width. We're going to open this up to 1 inch, 300 thousandths width. Now, where that's going to benefit is when you have the new JDM upper lid, the extra airflow coming from that lid is going to be able to be used inside the supercharger. This right now is currently the restriction for making any more than 600 horsepower. Also here this week, we finished up a Saleen supercharger install on a 2007 Mustang GT. This Mustang belonged to Lynn Fisher. The car came in here completely stock. We installed our Stage 1 Saleen supercharger kit, and it downed out 441 rear wheel horsepower to the tires. Now, this is more than the advertised 425 horsepower, which is enough to make Lynn and myself happy. Okay, now we're back here in our machine shop. What you're seeing here is my engine that we're getting ready to put in my race car for this upcoming race season. It's a little something I got for Mark and James and all my other buddies in the street staying class. This is a 2005 Mustang block. It's our JDM high compression version. It's 11-to-1 compression ratio. You can see the flat top pistons. Those are forged aluminum Manley pistons. They have valve reliefs cut into them. It's going to be a 3-valve engine that I'm running. We have ARP main studs and head studs, as you can see, coming out of the top of the engine. As well, we use Manley connecting rods and a forged steel crankshaft. This motor is capable of handling upwards of 1,000 horsepower, but with the compression ratio, we really limit it to about 500, 600 horsepower. Okay, now something that we're doing a little differently with my motor this year is we're actually going to be adding some competition camshafts. The Comp Cams has been generous enough to give us a couple of different grinds to play around with on this 3-valve engine. All last year I ran with the stock cams. Now it allowed me to run the variable cam, which was a big benefit for me for keeping the car consistent when the car was hot or cold. I could pretty much dial it in to run whatever number I wanted to. This year we're trying to make a little bit more horsepower since they dropped the ET of the class down from 1250 to 1190. So I'm going to need that extra horsepower from these camshafts. Okay, well that's it for this week at JDM Engineering. Some things that you might have missed were this past week we're out in California. My father did some tuning on an S7 Saleen car. This was done out on the dyno in Irvine, California. After the dyno testing, they did some high-speed test shots down at El Toro Air Force Base. Thank you for stopping in this week. Be sure to join us next week where we'll be filming at the Fun Ford Weekend Orlando race.